scared to close my eyes. I'm scared to open them.
Can anybody hear me? Help! You! Sir, help!
Me?
Yeah, you help! Help! Help you, sir!
Okay.
Morningwood Academy, to the rescue. Now, while most of your fears aren't like that, this might be a better representation of what you're feeling fear about.
Oh no. She wants to make love tonight? No. I'm so scared. What if I can't get hard? She's waiting for me again? Damn it. Oh no. What if I can't last long enough? I'm so embarrassed. I can't give her the pleasure that she deserves. She's so beautiful, and I'm not even turned on.
Fear. Ain't that a bitch? It's crazy how many guys say they don't really feel anxious in their day-to-day life. But when it comes to intimacy, suddenly their hearts race, all right? Their thoughts spiral, and their bodies just shut down. It's like fear takes over before they even realize it. Fear is the number one thing holding you back from reclaiming your confidence, your masculinity, and your ability to perform naturally in the bedroom. Today, we're talking about why fear is the ultimate emotional block keeping you stuck in P.I.E.D. And more importantly, how to break free from it for good. Fear is what keeps you stuck in the loop, afraid to take action, afraid of failing, afraid that maybe you're actually broken down there. It's that sinking feeling that keeps you reaching out for quick fixes instead of just fixing the real problem. I mean, think about it. If you're always in a state of fear, okay, whether it's a fear of rejection, fear of not being good enough, or a fear of failing in the bedroom, you're stuck paddling against the current and you're spending a lot of energy, but you're not making any real progress. Fear isn't just a feeling, okay? It's a biological response, right? Your brain has a built-in alarm system called the amygdala. And back in the caveman days, it kept you alive when you saw a predator. Pretty cool, huh? But today, it's keeping you trapped in cycles of avoidance, self-doubt, and worst of all, inaction. All right, not so cool. Another analogy that's maybe easier to understand is that your brain's amygdala is like an overprotective mom, seeing danger where there isn't any. No, you can't go talk to her. You might get rejected. No, you can't quit porn. What if you fail? Meanwhile, your logical brain is like, bro, we're not really in danger. Okay, and for my single guys watching this, right, think about the last time you were about to approach a woman, but fear held you back, right? Due to some imaginary story that you made up. Or the last time you thought about quitting porn, but you immediately felt overwhelmed. That's the amygdala hijacking your system. So, I ask you here and now, do you want to feel like you're safe and comfortable? Or do you want to experience life with a fully functioning penis? Because you're allowing the fear of something that's not even a danger keeping you from the life of your dreams. Because here's the key. Most of the things that you fear today, they're not real threats. You're not about to be eaten by a lion. You're not in actual danger. Your brain's just wired to respond that way because it's looking for threats, even where there aren't any. But that's what's kept humans alive and evolving. So how does fear keep you stuck in P.I.E.D? Well, there's three main reasons. First is the fear of failure. And this one's huge, right? Like, what if I fail and I try and I just can't do it, right? What if I really try to quit watching porn and I still can't perform? Then what? All right, now the second fear is the fear of success. Imagine finally getting rid of your P.I.E.D. and then realizing, oh crap, I actually have to have amazing sex now. No more, oh honey, I'm just tired tonight excuses. Well, reality check, bro. Your dream girl, she won't wait forever. And then the third fear is the fear of change. Like, I've been watching porn for so long. What if I don't know who I am without it? I'd have to change my nightly FAP session into something else. And I'd have to show up differently in the world with so much more confidence in myself. And I'd get so much more attention from women. And that really takes me out of my comfort zone. Yuck. Right? Maybe if I'll just pretend that I actually don't want to change so that I can stay safe, away from all that fear. But when you really look at your situation, what's worse? All right, gaining massive self-confidence from rebuilding your healthiest erections, or staying trapped in a life where self-confidence is just a word in the dictionary. But it's not real. I mean, you can never have real self-confidence, right? Well, from my personal experience, I say bullshit. If you think that life is going to be harder for some reason, once you start to level up, it's because you're looking at the future version of you from the vantage point where you are right now. Of course you're going to feel fear if you were in the bedroom with her right now. You have P.I.E.D. You can't solve a problem from the same level of consciousness that created it. Where you're at right now created all your problems. And in order to truly level up, we have to smash through the fear that's holding me back. So let's break free of these fears. All right, fear number one, the fear of failure. What if I try to quit porn and I still can't perform? Fear number two, the fear of success. What if I do recover and suddenly I have no more excuses? Or fear three, all right, the fear of change. I've been doing this for years. All right, what if I don't know who I am without it? It's fear that makes you hesitate. And hesitation is the killer of confidence. But there's a way out. I know, because I used to literally be trapped inside my comfort zone for years, thinking that porn was serving me, only to realize that I was being used. And watching some of the transformations of my students over the years, it has me now convinced that if I can do it, and these other guys can too, then anyone can kill their fear and rebuild their life, starting with their healthiest erections. And to help you on your journey, I'm going to give you 3 exercises today to help you break free. And the best part about these exercises is that anyone can do them. You just need a pen and a paper, okay? And be willing to look at yourself objectively and playful out, all right? Feel free to pause the video when needed, and I highly recommend coming back to this video again and again to really ingrain your answers. So the first exercise, I want you to rewire your fear response. The exercise is to write down your biggest fear about reversing P.I.E.D. Be honest. What's stopping you from fully committing? Remember to pause the video if you need. Now let's flip it. All right, let's reframe it into a positive. For example, the fear, what if I quit porn but my erections don't come back? Very valid fear, right? Well, the reframe could be, if I quit porn, I finally give my brain a chance to reset and work how it's supposed to. So that's just an example, but let me tell you, I know for me, I was 100% afraid of change. I wanted a girlfriend so bad, but breaking away from porn meant I would have to go out and date. And it was just so much easier to stay glued to my couch, you know, and hang out with all these fake women on my screen every single night. And it was a very real fear that was extremely hard for me to let go of. The endless search terms, the bigger assets, right? The crazy scenes. If it was a buffet of stimulation, and I'll admit, I was hooked. I was extremely weak back then. And I didn't want to face the fact that I had built a life that was more like a prison. And I was so lonely that giving up on porn meant that for a time, I'd be single and not watching porn. And that only triggered even more loneliness and depression as I went through the flatline period. But that's when I found this exercise. Reframing this situation was one of the major turning points in my journey. Instead of seeing this as a time of pain and suffering, I reframed it into a period of ripping off the Band-Aid. You know, in order for me to really heal, I needed to grow up and look at the life that I was living compared to the life that I really wanted. I needed to rip off that Band-Aid and let that wound heal for good. Your brain believes what you tell it, so start feeding it a better narrative. Are you gonna miss your fake women? Are you gonna miss touching your wiener all alone again for the 4th consecutive year?
Have you seen my wiener?
Are you gonna enjoy meeting your dream girl? Are you gonna enjoy playing with your future child? That was a huge motivator for me. I wanted to be a dad so bad, and the path that I was on in those days, you know, had me not only single, but my penis didn't work. Okay, becoming a father was so far away, and it was so painful for me to think about, but I had to get real and see which road held the most value. Is this limp dick really my future? Sitting alone every single night dreaming of a better reality? Or will I actually take the repeatable steps to create my dream life? And bro, I invite you to think about those things. Which path are you really serious about? Because the only way to make your dreams come true is to stop taking the poison and create your new reality, which means crushing your fears. All right, now exercise number 2, let's use fear as a weapon. All right, now this is where you close your eyes and you ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen? All right, let's do this right now and think for real for 1 minute. All right, close your eyes and think about what's really the absolute worst thing. All right, if you try to quit porn and you fail, what's the worst thing that could happen? You try again? All right, if you open up and tell your partner about your struggles, what's the worst thing that could happen? You build real intimacy instead of hiding? Now, I can hear some of you saying, if I opened up to my partner about this, then like she might leave, and that would be the worst thing. But bro, if your woman leaves you because you're actually trying to bring her into your world and share with her something that's haunted you for years, and she wants to go, that's not a bad thing, okay? She was never meant to be in your life long term anyways. And maybe that's why you were so into porn in the first place. You couldn't actually be yourself around her. A true feminine partner might be shocked and potentially upset about the secret, but ultimately, she'll want her man to overcome this obstacle. And it will bring you two closer together. I've seen it over and over. The wrong woman leaving your life isn't a bad thing. It opens you up to get your life back on track so that you can meet the right woman. And this actually leads us to the next one. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen if you push through the discomfort of real growth by leaving your comfort zone? What's the worst that can happen? You come out stronger, more confident and experienced for the next battle that you take on in your life? See, the worst things that can happen, the things you fear, are actually positive. Most of the things you're afraid of aren't even real, right? They're just thoughts in your head. So put them under the spotlight and watch them shrink. For me, on my journey back into dating, I used to really hate cold approaching women. I was nervous all the time, and I had what was called approach anxiety. And for some reason, I always played this mental movie before I approached a woman at the bar or something, where I'd tap her on the shoulder and I'd tell her, you know, how beautiful she was or whatever the line was in my head. And she'd laugh at me and she'd throw her drink in my face in front of everybody. And I played this movie in my head so many times, it petrified me when I thought about talking to more women. Not to mention the fact that I had P.I.E.D, so even if things went great up until that point in the bedroom, I knew I'd be screwed if I tried to make a move. So bro, if you're struggling to fully step into your life because you're afraid of things going too well, like I was, I want you to know that based on our past negative reference points that reinforce your fears, all right, the fastest way to crush these fears is to give yourself new positive reference points of making progress and of things going right. That means positive, intimate experiences with women. You can't just tell your penis that today's the day you're gonna be hard and everything's gonna be okay, right? There's too many traumatic memories attached. And it's like, you can't just pull a weed and leave it like that. You need to plant something back in its place. All right, does that make sense? So to really increase the speed of your recovery, I welcome you to connect with me in the link below. I have tons of these things that I call partner activities. And these are exactly what I mean when I say you need to give yourself more positive reference points to rebuild your confidence in the bedroom as fast as possible. And if you're single, then I have a bunch of solo activities for you to do as you continue cutting out fear and building your self-confidence. I'm serious when I say that it will change your life. And finally, exercise number 3. Get out of your lower self. You know when you're in a lowered state, right? So to do this exercise, notice when you're in that lower state. Loneliness, depression, anxieties, being stressed, being doubtful, frustrated, or just overthinking things. That's when fear has control over you. So here's what I want you to do. Get up and leave the environment, okay? Go move. Go to the kitchen, do some squats or some push-ups. Go for a walk, or even better, go for a run. Get those endorphins working for you. If you can't get outside, then once you're in another room, do some deep breathing. All right, I want you to try this with me right now, okay? I want you to inhale slowly for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the bottom. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's called box breathing, and it's a great way to actively relax and allow your body to change its state right in the moment. And that is the last thing, to shift your state purposefully, okay? Listen to something that inspires you, or call a friend who always makes you laugh. The idea is to get out of that lowered state and into a higher, more receptive state where you can make decisions based on what your goals are, like being a dad or a better lover, rather than defaulting to the path of least resistance where you know what's going to happen with that, okay? Action kills fears, so stop overthinking. Move your body and get out of that lowered state. Take a moment to really define what some of those actions would be for you. If you have to think about it in the moment, chances are you're going to go blink. All right, now make sure you do all 3 of these fear-busting exercises if you want to see the fastest results. And from now on, I want you to make a pact with me. All right, promise yourself that you'll follow this set of rules with me. Don't make any decisions when you're in fear. Don't quit on what you want when you feel doubt creeping in. It's normal to feel doubt, especially when you're on a new path, a path that you don't really know that well. All right, that's what doubt is. It's completely normal. Don't stay stuck because you're afraid of failing. You learn more by your failures than anything else anyways. So remember, there is no such thing as failure. It's just feedback. Don't let a temporary emotion decide your future. You might be lonely now. I know how lonely I was back in those days, but guess what? I'm not lonely anymore. I overcame. I stopped rubbing my wiener when things weren't going my way. And I stopped poisoning myself with fantasy and adult content. And I learned from my mistakes. And so were the men in my community. So as you train yourself to get out of your lower self, once you pick yourself up and you're feeling good, I want you to realize that you are the creator of your own reality, and only take actions when you're in your higher self, when you're feeling motivated and when you're thinking clearly, all right? When you're tapped into your fullest potential. I can help you with this when we connect. So, what's your next step? If you've made it this far, you already know that fear has been running the show. But now, you take the power back. Drop me a comment below. What's the biggest fear that's been keeping you stuck? Let's break through it together. And if you're really sick of fear running the show, I have the exact system to rewire your brain and reverse your P.I.E.D. It's a repeatable blueprint that's already helped so many men reclaim their confidence and their strongest directions. Stop waiting for things to magically get better. Stop watching other men live the life that you want and take action. Click the link now and let's fix this for good. Because remember, fear only wins if you do nothing. So don't just take blind action. Take responsibility. Your future self is waiting. Make sure that you go back and actually do these exercises, bro. They will help you to rewrite your future. And if you're still here, make sure that you erect that thumbs up and stimulate the subscribe button. And just remember, trust yourself, trust the process. And I'll see you in the next video. Much love.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.